I have been, since I moved into my place, on a mission of turning my home and my property into a sanctuary.
Hmm.
When I first got my place, they had just built it. It was just all dirt and not very much place to sit because there was a huge berm, and the berm was clay and sand and rocks and poison ivy and
Mhm.
poison oak and bittersweet,
Ooh.
those plants that choke out everything, and sticker bushes. Ooh.
Mm.
And I called my mom because my sisters had beautiful homes, big homes with beautiful lawns, a lot of space. And my little sister had a beautiful Olympic-sized swimming pool. And one day, after visiting her, I started feeling sorry for myself. And I started comparing what I had to what my sisters and my mom had. And it didn't look like I had much at all. And I called my mom. Hey, Mom. Boy, where's the pep in your voice? What's going on with you? I'm just sitting here, a little bit sad about the fact that I got so little place to just sit or put some lawn chairs and got this big old berm. Oh, I seen it. Said, yeah, I just wish I had something nice. And Mom said, why don't you move? And I go, I'll never leave this place. This is the place Johnny and I found. This is where we lived when he got sick with AIDS. This is where I lived with him when he was struggling for years. His room is now a memory of his body. I'll never leave this place. Too much extreme highs, the thrill of victory, and then one big fat agony of defeat that I couldn't keep Johnny alive. So no, Mom, I'm staying here. So I take my last breath. But it's such a little yard. It's such a big, ugly, invasive hill. Mom, well, do something about it. What? Do something about it. Ever since you were a kid, we all called you the beautifier. Carly, we're having company. Make things pretty and clean. Aunts and uncles, can you send Carly over? I'm having guests from out of town. I need him to come over and make things pretty and clean. So if you're not happy with what you got, do something with it. And I have done something with it. And I ain't tired yet. So funny, when I had my accident, as you all know, I was leaving this church February 9th, year 2000, hit black ice, going at least 12 miles over the speed limit on tires that I knew were not good.
Wow.
Timothy had said, leave the service right after it's done. Do not stay for fellowship. There is a storm coming. I gave him my word. I'll leave right after church. But at church, they announced that a new minister was going to join the team. I wanted to get to know her in the fellowship. I'll only stay a few minutes, I told myself, and then stay the entire time. And because I knew a storm was coming, as soon as I got on the highway, I put the pedal to the metal.
Mhm.
And when I hit the storm, I didn't have the sense enough to slow down.
Mhm.
You know what I did? It's crazy what I did. I drove 72 miles an hour thinking this was going to keep me safe.
Mhm.
I just kept going. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. You know what that is? That's not faith. It's not faith. It's foolishness. My mom and dad used to have to tell me several times when I was growing up, boy, you got to learn the difference between faith and foolishness. You can't be climbing up no tree with a limb so that you almost out of sight up that tree.
Yeah.
You need to be more careful. Oh, God's got me, Mom. God's got me. Boy, there's a big fat difference between faith and foolishness. I know I'm talking to somebody in this house.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to preach when I want to preach. And then evening before last, I had hired a young woman to clear more of the invasive brushes on the south end of my berm, which is where the woods are. It's the shaded end of my berm.
Mhm.
And when she cleared it, and I was sitting out and I was having coffee, at the end of the day, I looked at the berm to see what she had cleared. And my eyes, there was a single tree. It was an arborvitae. It was an emerald green arborvitae. Arborvitaes are called trees of life.
Oh, yeah.
And some years ago, I went to a place called the Cross. You should look up the Cross online. It is in Barre, Massachusetts. A man received messages from the Creator, told him to clear the land and take construction. He was guided step by step to turn a piece of barren land into something that'll knock your socks off.
Hmm.
It's a tribute to God. It's a tribute to the Ten Commandments. It's a tribute to affirmations that we find in the scriptures. And everywhere there are huge, beautiful emerald green arborvitaes.
Hmm.
And I've always loved Vedas. They just give me peace. And he started telling me something that I had not heard. He said, do you know the word means tree of life? Oh, yeah, I know that. Well, let me tell you something I want you to also think about. This is what I think about. For me, Reverend Carlos, Jesus is the tree of life.
Mhm.
So I don't look out here and go, look how many trees of life I have. I come out here and I go, Jesus is everything.
Mhm.
It's all around. He said, I'll never leave you or forsake you. And he meant it. Well, I listened to instructions in creating my sanctuary. Before I did anything to it, the first thing I knew to do was to end the curse cycle. This little yard, poor me. Got this little yard, ain't got no grass and nothing. Got that big berm, poor me. I was cursing when and I got a wake up call. I heard the voice and said, this is how you begin. You name this place sanctuary.
Mhm.
You make a sign that has big letters, sanctuary. And you nail it onto a fence or onto the front of your house. Because if you name it sanctuary, you will be obligated to turn it into
Mhm.
a sanctuary. Mhm. So here I am, and Jill, my gardener, clear that burn. I see all my beautiful emerald greens everywhere in the sun, shining in the light.
Mhm.
That I went home after leaving the cross and I started spending my money
Mhm.
on little emerald green trees of life,
Mhm.
little Jesuses.
Yeah.
I planted all these little Jesuses about this big all at the same time. I planted 17 of them,
Mhm.
and 16 of them have in those years grown so big and looked so beautiful. But when she cleared the brush, I remember that once I bought them, I decided I want one on the berm right there. It's about this big. It looks like life has been hard.
Mhm.
I remember about 22 years ago when I planted all these. Right up, right after I planted that one, I looked and I knew it's in the shade. These require sun. I thought about moving it into the sun with the rest of them. But you know what I did instead? Something crazy. God will take care of it.
Mhm.
I'm not going to move it. A tree of life. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Right where you are, God is, and all is well. It's about design. You can tell life's been hard. And as I looked at that little tree, it started preaching what it wanted me to preach today with you instead of what I had planned for a week to preach.
Yeah.
This is what it said to me. I am. I am your servant for something. I have been planted in the wrong place,
Mhm.
in the wrong soil. I am your son. Look at my sisters and brothers, how tall they are, how their tips reach toward the heavens. Compared to them, I'm the runt of the litter. Look how beautiful they are, how flush and full they are. But I have no envy in me, for I am not to be compared with anybody but me. If I recall, Reverend Pastor Carlos, it was you who brought me here 20 years ago. It was you who planted me in the wrong place, in the wrong soil, all for God's purpose. There was no accident. I'm your son. Reverend Pastor, I am the evidence for those who may be in your congregation who feel that they were planted in the wrong, that they were planted with the wrong parents, in the wrong home, in the wrong set of circumstances. And they're surviving. There are people in your community, in your congregation, who feel like they were not only planted in the wrong place, the wrong family, the wrong neighborhood, but they also feel they were planted in the wrong soil, that it had no nutrients, that they got no affirmation, that they got few hugs and non-positive words spoken to them, and in the wrong place, in the wrong soil that barely had any nutrients, no life-giving nutrients. There are people, Reverend Pastor, in your communities who are like me. Hear this. In these 20-some years, I have weathered countless storms. I've been battered. The torrential rains. I've been buried more times than I can count on the snow. Negative degrees of weather. Yes, Reverend Pastor, you planted the wrong place, in the wrong soil, on God's purpose. Because you, Reverend Pastor, were planted in the right place, in good soil. Your parents affirmed you and blessed you and loved you and giggled and smiled and hip hip parade over every song you sang and every drawing you drew. That's you. You're like my brothers and my sisters. This beautiful, tall symbol of the presence of Jesus, standing in the light and shining in the light. But Reverend Pastor, everybody, you got people that you're going to preach for on Sunday. And you're going to keep on preaching to for the rest of time at all the places you have been invited to preach. Mm-hmm. Some of them are me, the runt of the living. Yeah. Clearly, life's been hard on them. Like me, they have weathered many a storm through every manner of, but who, like me, Reverend Pastor, are still alive.
Mhm.
I am an arbor beta. That's the French. Here's the English. I am an evergreen.
Okay.
I am a tree of life. And I'm your sermon. The tree talks through.
Mhm.
It tells you it's your sermon. If you have any sense of preaching.
Uh,
Hallelujah.